everyone, thank you so much for following my gluten-free vlog. I had so much positive response and feedback from last week that I decided to do another video this week. This week's topic will be on gluten-free alcohol. I figured this topic would be a great one to touch on considering that the holidays are coming up and just a lot of festivities to come, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, the New Year, so just wanted to address some myths and facts about what is gluten-free alcohol and what is not. To start is wine. You can't really go wrong with wine. There's a few that may not be considered gluten-free. You just have to read the label. The reason why those would not be gluten-free is if they are flavored wines and they add extra flavoring in, so that might contain like a food coloring or a flavor that could have barley or a form of wheat in it. You would just have to read the label, and those are mostly dessert wines. So just make sure you read the label, but across the board, wines are safe. So next on the list is beer. Unfortunately, beer does contain gluten, but there are becoming more and more brands that have gluten-free beers. For myself, I personally prefer ciders, so those would be like the Bull Rock ciders or Angry Orchard. I really think that those are a good alternative for beer. Along with the ciders, there is a more recent trend though of people drinking the seltzers because they are in low calorie. My personal favorite would probably be the White Claw or the Trulies. I think they're really good. I've had friends that like the Mermaid brand. I think it's like sparkling. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I know that the seltzers are also a great alternative. It's more of a summer drink though, instead of like a winter time. Vodka is a little bit trickier. During the distillatory process of vodka, the gluten proteins from the wheat-based vodkas are removed, but some not only they should be removed, but sometimes they do still contain the wheat that are in them. So if you have celiac or a gluten sensitivity, brands like Tito's and Smirnoff, as well as New Amsterdam, are 100% gluten-free. There's a list online of all these gluten-free. Next is tequila. When tequila is made 100% naturally from the agave plant, it is 100% gluten-free. There are some brands though that are like the cheaper tequila brands that I would not suggest buying, but the pricier ones like Don Julio or Jose Cuervo are the 100% gluten-free tequila brands. So I would try and stay with those. Don't go for the cheaper brand just because your stomach might hate you later. And lastly is gluten-free rum. Bacardi, Captain Morgan, Cruzin are the main brands that are gluten-free. But there's a whole list of others in my blog below that I will attach the link in. And, you know, it's just more about, you have to find out what is best with you and like works with your stomach, as well as reading the labels. You never know when there is something that contains gluten, so you have to make sure, because I've before had things that I thought did not contain gluten, like the Smirnoff Ices. Just because the Smirnoff vodka is gluten-free does not mean that the other products are. So just make sure you read the labels and really figure out what is best for you. This helped in figuring out what is the best alcohol alternatives for gluten-free, but make sure if you are making mixed drinks for your friends or for yourself that the things that you are mixing with do not contain gluten. So just make sure that if you're having a food, say like a punch bowl or something, just make sure that it's gluten-free, that other ingredients that you're mixing in.